This is ABC7 News This Morning.
Meanwhile, the Drew Peterson murder trial resumes this morning. The jury has Monday off. The last week resumes tomorrow morning, I should say. The neurologist who treated Drew Peterson's third wife says a condition she suffered from called cervical vertigo would not have caused her to fall. Testimony important because the defense has suggested that condition could have triggered the fall that killed Kathleen Savio.
Attorney Thomas Glasgow joins us now to talk about all of the interruptions in the trial and how that might affect the outcome in the end.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, Thomas.
All these interruptions, all these objections, and the jury was even let go for a moment. How is this going to affect their deliberation process?
Juries in and of themselves don't like these interruptions. They want to hear the evidence. They feel that they are qualified to hear the evidence. And they tend to get irritated when defense counsel or the prosecution routinely object and try and keep evidence away from them. They truly feel that they are the arbiters of the truth. Now, they have been taking notes intently with the prosecution. They have been rolling their eyes during the course of the defense objections. I think that they feel at this point that the prosecution has been making a very, very powerful case.
Well, that's what we were going to ask you. You know, given all of that, how do you think the prosecution is doing?
All the blunders aside, and well-publicized blunders, the prosecution is doing a very good case in making a circumstantial case for a murder trial. They have gotten in all sorts of evidence about Drew Peterson's motive, his plan, his intent, what he had done with Kathleen Savio, the fact that he had held her hostage inside the house. They got this all out through hearsay. In addition, they get through the pathologist that it was a homicide and that there was nothing in her system. The toxicology reports said there was nothing in her system when Drew had told someone, well, there were antidepressants on the counter. She must have overdosed on the antidepressants. Contradicting a lot of his story. They have done a very, very good job at this point. And remember, Stacy Peterson, or excuse me, the other Peterson who ended up killing his wife out on the West Coast, at that point, they ended up saying he was going to win his case as well. It's very similar to the Drew Peterson case here. So they are really doing an exceptional job at this point in the proceedings.
Very quickly, the Vaughn case, what do you expect in opening statements?
The defense has a monumental task to overcome in that women killing their children generally will poison them, they will drown them, they will sometimes suffocate them, but they very rarely disfigure their children. That in and of itself is going to be a very, very big hill for the defense to climb. And they're going to have to prove through forensics and through other things that Chris Vaughn didn't end up shooting the children. But in this case, you've got an exotic dancer that he was contacting. You've got him going to the gun range previous to the trip. His allegation that he told him about his wife about the affair while they were riding along. He gets out. He decides to, readjust the luggage, and that's when the shots start firing. That coupled with the mental illness issue and the fact that she was taking medication, which could have caused these actions, is going to make it for a very, very interesting trial.
To say the least.
Yeah.
As always, thank you, Thomas.
Thank you,
appreciate it. We'll be watching both of them.
Going on right there. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
Let's now check.